As you can see, the bubbles getting turned off kind of signals us, as well as all of the animals in the exhibit, that it's time to get fed. You can see Midas is already waiting in his spot. And it looks like our first broadcast feed has gone in, right back behind this window. It's just looks like little krill right now. So it's a bit hard to see, but they will be getting some larger things as well. And pretty soon our southern stingrays will start to get fed. Now if you're curious what it looks like from the top, you can check out the TV screens again to the left and right. And that's the broadcast feed. How we do, just like I said, grab handfuls and toss it right on in. And then they'll turn in just a minute. You can see our husbandry staff kneeling down to feed the stingrays. So actually kneeling right down here, and it looks like these guys are getting fed now. And as you can see, sometimes they go a little bit crazy trying to get to the food. And it is a kind of a difficult thing to get the food to the stingray. You can just kind of catch it by the nose, hold it away from the wall just a little bit, and drop that food right down. So today they're getting fed halves of mackerel. And what I find the coolest about this feed is actually the stingray feed in particular, because these guys don't have teeth. Instead they have two crushing plates, and they have to really mush their food up. So usually they would go along the bottom of the ocean and find food, and then suck it up into their mouth and use the ocean floor to help push it in. But since we've trained these guys to go up to the top, they actually have to go up, grab their food, and then slide down and use the window. So we get that first-hand view of what it looks like for a stingray to eat. Now if you see when they're going up, it looks like they have a smiley face on their bellies. That actually isn't, those are not their eyes. So they might go up and miss food, but feel that it's on their belly or under their bellies, and they'll kind of maneuver and get the food to their mouths. Now the thing is, sometimes in their excitement to grab food, they wind up grabbing another stingray. And that's just because they can feel something else is there, but they can't see that it's another stingray instead of food. So they decide to try to eat it to find out. So they are big enough that they don't really hurt each other with that. And like I said, if there is any abrasion or anything like that from it, our vet will come in and take care of them. So we also have King Midas going to eat on the right hand side. Listen, he's usually eating green things. The thing about him, he's our green sea turtle, is that we don't really know how old King Midas is. Now he's been in captivity for 60 years, so we know he's at least 60 years old. And what we do know is that a green sea turtle who is at least 60 is supposed to be a vegetarian. Now, King Midas doesn't listen to us, and while we only give him the food he's supposed to eat, he goes and takes whatever it is that he wants. Now, I don't know if we have anyone in here that likes squid. I know I do. But King Midas actually loves squid. It's his favorite thing to eat and his favorite thing to steal. Now, it's not just that. He'll eat everything. I've even seen him take a fish out of a shark's mouth. Not really sure where he gets the guts to do it, but I guess it's kind of our fault. We did name him King Midas. He probably thinks he rules the exhibit. You know, he's probably right, too. Let's see. Look, one fish I wanted to point out to y'all, which it seems like he was just bothering Midas for a second, is our barracuda. So he's right behind our stingrays. Once they go down, you'll be able to see him. It's this dark, long fish who's coming around the bend to be up front. Now, he will get a little bit bigger. He can actually get to be 6 feet long, so just a little guy right now. But he's sometimes hard to find, so I want to point him out while he's up front where y'all can see him. We do have some shark feeds going on in the back. Looks like we have a whole mackerel in there and also some half mackerels. Now if you want to see what's going on from the top, you can check out the TV screens again. So they're fed similarly to our stingrays, but instead of using our hands, we use these long snake handling tongs. And that's really easy. All you do is you grab the fish in the tongs and you hold it down into the water and wait for the shark to swim up and then let go, and there you go. You fed your sharks. Now what I do love about this video is in just a minute you can see King Midas doing what he does best, and that is being a little thief. Now, as long as we control the food, we try to make sure that the right one gets it. And again, we have the feeds going on down over on the right hand side, or down in the exhibit over on the right hand side towards the top. Now we do over 3 different types of sharks being fed today. We have our nurse sharks, our sand tigers, and our sandbars. So let's see, this big slow guy swimming over from the oil rig is one of our sand tiger sharks. Now these guys have a pointed nose and have 2 smaller dorsal fins on their backs. We have 3 of them in here. One of them is a little smaller. She's actually a girl. Her name is Caroline, and she's our newest addition to the exhibit. And she comes up front where we can see her. I'll point her out to y'all. And let's see where's a good one you can see. We've got some nurse sharks down here on the bottom, swimming a little higher up. These guys also have those 2 fins, but have a rounded nose instead of that pointed one. And those guys, if you came earlier, you might have seen them asleep on that rock or asleep behind the TV screen where our diver platform is, the big yellow fin. They don't have to swim all the time to breathe, so they kind of just sleep all day, and they're nocturnal. So they wake up for food here and go back to sleep and then wake up again at night. And then our third type are our sandbar sharks, which is this guy right here with this one really big, kind of classic shark dorsal fin. Then we also have our alligator gar right here, and normally they're further to the back. We do have a second one who's a bit larger. And a lot of people come in, they've seen alligator gars, but not in salt water before. And they are normally in freshwater, but they can go and slowly go out into the Gulf and accustom themselves to the salt water and then live out in the Gulf. So there's our big guy. Now even the big one is still a small gar. They can get to be about 10 feet long and actually live for around 50 years. Now my favorite thing about them is that their scales are so tough that they actually used to be used as body armor and as arrowheads by the Native Americans. So if you want to see what they feel like, I do have some gar skin over on my cart that y'all can feel free to come and check out. And I'm going to go ahead and let you guys finish watching the exhibit, check out all the feeds going on. We might have more broadcast feeds. Stingrays are usually done by now, but the sharks will still be getting fed in the back. So if you have any questions, feel free to come up and ask me. If you also want to come and check out my cart, you can come and see all the cool biofacts that I have, especially if you've wondered, what does a shark's mouth feel like? But you don't want the inconvenience of being attacked by a shark. Today's your lucky day. I've got some shark jaws for you to feel. So thank you all so much for coming out to the aquarium today and for checking out our Gulf feed. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day.